if I didn't want to do something, I wouldn't do it. And that's the like mindset I always have, kind of thing. Like, I'm only doing something because I want to do it. So I never look back and think.
Liam Cunningham, the rising star of Muay Thai.
A two-time British champion and WBC European title holder.
This Milton Keynes warrior is known for his lightning-fast strikes, unshakable resilience and unstoppable drive. Trained at McGowan Muay Thai, he's taken the fight world by storm.
Liam Cunningham!
No one likes losing, do they? And especially, it was at the O2 as well, and there's loads of people come out to support me. I was buzzing to have all them people come in. And when I lost, I was gutted, obviously. But the guy had so much more experience than me. I think I just had to take it in stride, like, all right, well, this ain't going to be the end of my Muay Thai career. So let's just take this as a lesson. There's no boundaries to what you want to achieve. As long as you're putting in the work, everything's achievable. Just like how mentally strong I am as well. I never let anything affect me. Whatever you want to do in life, just giving it that 100% and not half-assing anything, you're going to get the outcomes you want from it. I'd say for younger fighters, get as much fighting experience as possible, and
yeah, he's like, for a nutritionist, I think he's spot on. Yeah, spot on.
Like what he says all makes sense when you actually listen to it. Like Dan jumped on with Max.
I think a lot of people that I watch, like nutritionists as well, like he has that same alignment with what they say, and I'm just like, yeah, that's what I respect more. The longevity, health, eat proper food, fuel for your sessions. Like, it's
not only about like just making weight, is it? It's like how you're actually feeling, and like you say, your actual health. Like,
I think a lot of people, they have it as it's a chore, isn't it? So like, I'm only gonna do it for this 6 weeks or however long, and then after this, where Max is like, no,
this is a lifestyle.
Yeah, this is a lifestyle. And I'm like, yes, eating's a lifestyle. You know what I mean? It
actually is, and it actually takes over your life, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like, how many times are you probably cooking and preparing stuff and shit? Like, it's a job within itself. Where a lot of people, they can't fathom doing that.
They can't.
It's long. Yeah, it's long.
But then you don't get the results of looking like...
I think if you want to be at the best peak performance, these are the small, like, minor things you have to do.
Yeah, definitely.
But they're not even minor. Like that, like that's your health at the end of the day. If you want to be a fighter, you're already taking yourself to the shadow realm.
You literally get in there and have a scrap.
Like, so shadow realm.
You want to minimise the amount of getting sparked in front of your family. Literally, that's the way I think about it. I remember one time me and Max had a fat argument on a phone call before. I was like, nah, you're actually taking the piss now. Like, I remember my diet was so bang on. He was moaning that I wasn't putting like flax seeds on top of my food. I was like, nah, you're taking the piss now. Like, you're actually mocking it. You're going too far. And he was like, mate, I'm just trying to make you... I'm setting the standard of a world champion. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to make sure that you're giving it 100%. There's no 1% error in it. I'm like, fuck it.
Big up
Flaxseed.
Big up Max, man.
At least you know he's got your best interests at heart, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is the main thing with him. He's proper, though. Like you said, he is a proper... He's a proper guy. And then when you see all the fighters he have, they're fucking shredded. Yeah, and the people in the gym are shredded.
Yeah, even like some of the transformations I see, like the most major
anabolic.
Yeah. They don't give you anabolic results from eating.
Do you know what's actually jokes? Yeah, some of the fighters from McGowan's, when they first jump on Max's thing, will give him like excuses, and he gives the most jokes reply, and they always mention it. They're like, yeah, no excuses, just get on it, mate. Take your life seriously. And they always come in the gym and tell me, I'm like, mate, I'm used to hearing all that shit.
Nah, he's proper. Your whole team's proper though.
Yeah,
like you've built a proper good team around you.
Yeah, the people around me are sick, man. Like every single, like in every area. And I think that's why I'm doing so well, kind of thing.
Yeah, because you burst on.
Yeah,
you burst on, and you're kind of like taking it by storm
mad,
as well.
Everyone's raging.
But that's why we wanted you to come on and obviously talk about your journey. Obviously your upcoming fight that's coming up.
Yeah.
For anyone who don't know Liam Cunningham, we were doing an intro before anyway, which we've done. Obviously pro Muay Thai fighter, 9-1, 14th ranked in the world, WBC European Champion and 2 times British Champion. And that's all in what, 10 fights?
Yeah, literally in like 2 years.
2 years. Yeah. That's wild. That's mad. A journey.
Taking over, mate. Give me another 2 years and see where I'm at, innit?
Yeah. Is that where you want to go to one? Is
yeah,
that like the route you want to...
I think so. Like, that's the route that's like actually earning money, you know what I mean? end of the day, this stuff's expensive. You know what I mean? Even the stuff we were talking about there, like with Max,
6 meals.
like nutrition and stuff. Yeah, 6 meals. You try eat 6 meals a day for in 12 weeks. You know what I mean? See how much it racks up to when you're actually eating real food, not bowls of cereal. You know what I mean?
That's what I try to say to him, man. It's expensive eating real food.
It is, yeah. But you got to think of it as like an investment as well. You're only investing back into yourself, ain't you? So it's all worth it. But like you say, like that one thing is where I really want to be heading. RWS as well, sick show. I'd love to fight on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just somewhere that's paying good money as well.
RWS is the Thai shows, isn't it, in Thailand? Like the stadium, kind of what Alfie Pierce is doing.
Yeah. He's smashing it on there at the moment.
That's what I mean. 10 fights, all their accolades. You're now headlining Leapfrog. You're signed to Leapfrog. What's that journey been like with Leapfrog and obviously being their poster boy?
Yeah, sick. They've been like you say, they're posting me everywhere. And you can't escape on Instagram at the moment. You follow me and I'll flog up your feed. But yeah, it helps grow my profile loads. They've been well supportive and they've obviously got me some major opportunities. So yeah, I can't thank them.
Yeah, what Leapfrog Fight TV doing? They're proper cornered it.
Yeah, they're smashing it.
They've smashed it.
And like they are. I know not a lot of people like them, but
it's a weird one because I think it's just a competition thing. That's why. Because outside of that, they're sound.
They are sound people. They do say some controversial stuff, to be fair. But
people are always going to hate if you're doing well, though.
100%. And like, if you look at the stuff they're actually doing, like some of their promo videos and the posters they're doing, it is like it's the top stuff in Muay Thai at the moment.
It's Dan told us before. He said, "Oh no, maybe Roberto said it to me." He was like, "Muay Thai is very like incest.
Yeah,
like He's probably not going to like I said that, but I fucking said that, and he said it to me, and I'll put up the receipts as well. I've got voice messages. But he was like, it's very incest, and everyone knows everyone. So then when the new people come on the block and they kind of ruffle a few feathers, like probably the reaction you're getting coming straight on the scene and being a bit. I wouldn't say you're cocky. I'd say you're just sure of yourself. You're just confident.
Yeah, definitely.
And confidence oozing.
Got that aura. Boys walking with a bowl, got that aura. Man tried to sit in my seat. Man tried to take my seat. No, so obviously, like you said, like that's probably why they're getting a lot of pushback. But then what they're doing for you and obviously having you pull up in the cars and all that stuff, it just looks good.
Yeah.
And they put on a good event. Both events have been good.
Hypes everyone up as well. Like, obviously people are paying a lot of money to come watch these shows. They don't want to just like, I'm not slagging off other shows because all the shows I've fought on have been sick, but they don't want to just come in and just go to their seat and watch some fights. You know what I mean? Like Leapfrog makes it a bit more than that, I think.
I feel like they're trying to build you as characters as well. They're trying to show more of a story to it, which is a lot better for yous as well. Yeah,
sick. Yeah, people don't want to just see me turn up and fight. You know what I mean? You could watch anyone fight. They want to know a bit about me. And obviously the people that know me, like my friends and family, already know me. But to others, they want to see like the side of me talking shit and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk shit, but I'm just saying what I think. And
yeah, but that's how you build things. Sort of like UFC. That's how you build these characters up and turn them into like stars. And next thing you know, like they're battling out. That's how it works.
Yeah, if I was just like fighting on show, if I was just turning up and fighting, people would be like, "Oh, he's a good fighter."
Yeah,
and then I'm just
like no one actually knows who you are, or your character, or anything about you.
Exactly.
But I think the thing is, it's authentic shit. Like you said, you're not talking shit. You're just saying what you think.
Yeah,
I think the difference is when people talk shit, you can see straight through it. It's like, oh, he's just saying stuff because he's just saying
trying to get a reaction kind of thing.
Yeah, where you're like what was you were watching the video earlier, innit? With
no,
Charlie
said, you got holes in your game.
Oh yeah. I tell you what, as well, I was trying to be humble in that thing, and I was holding back what I really want to say. And every time I see a clip of on Instagram, it pisses me off. I'm like, that weren't even me, bro. That weren't me in that thing. I was being well too humble. Like,
I wish I could rewind.
Honestly, like I just need to say what first comes to my head, because I was like, you know what? I talk a lot of shit every time I get a camera in front of me. And then, so I was like, I'm going to chill out a little bit and I'll like try and be a bit more, not respectful, but just a bit more humble and stuff. Mate, me trying to ignore the first thing that come into my head, then I'm trying to make up shit. I'm like, nah, that's not me. I'm not doing that ever again. Fuck that.
Because he's quite chill as well.
Yeah, he's too nice. Like, I don't know. Yeah, he's a bit too nice. He's a nice guy, but a bit weird. I don't know.
He's a good fighter though, isn't he?
He's a sick fighter.
He fought on the other card.
Yeah,
didn't
he fought my teammate Corey. And they had a good fight, but he's like, I don't know, he's a bit smug and I don't like it. I went humble again there.
Liam, let's go back. What was it like growing up, your childhood?
Yeah, sick. Grew up with 2 older brothers. Just got beat up all the time pretty much by them. But yeah, no, it was sound. Like, I grew up, from what I can really remember, like, I grew up mostly with my mum. Mum and dad split up when I was like 5, but I don't really remember anything before that anyway. I still saw my dad like on the weekends and stuff. But yeah, it was good. Just going to school, coming back, playing Xbox with my brothers or something, or going out and playing football. I was obsessed with football. So anytime I could, when I weren't at school, I was out on the green playing football, whether it was by myself or with my mates. I just like, even though I was on the little green outside my house, I was at Wembley, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what it's like, isn't it?
I shot in between the 2 tree posts and hit someone's car. I thought I just scored, you know what I mean? I was like screaming Ronaldo as I'm shooting.
What was football something you wanted to get into?
Yeah, I loved it. Like that football was my life. Like I'd literally go in, I'd have the computer and I'd like watch CR7 best skills and tricks kind of thing. I'd watch that. I'd go out and I'd practice it. And like I say, I wasn't even outside on the green. I was like in the stadiums there. So I was like foreseeing what I thought was going to be like my future, which was football. And I think when I started training Thai boxing, that's when like I had a amateur fight, no headshots, just a junior fight. And I lost and I'm not a good loser. So as soon as I lost, I was like, right.
What age was this?
Like 14.
14. So what age did you actually start Muay Thai?
Like 13, my mum started making me go once a week.
Mum's a legend.
Yeah, she forced me into it big time. I was like, what? I just want to be a footballer. Why have I learned how to fight?
Did your brothers do Muay Thai?
Nah, they didn't. They both done like some karate thing when they were younger,
okay.
but nothing proper.
You always get that with them.
Yeah.
When it, they're always like,
Yeah,
done
it's
a little
like
bit of karate.
They done this.
A little bit of judo or something. Come on, did we?
Yeah, joke.
You know, when it's all mixed lessons, like boys and girls, you know, old school.
If you ever fucking met my eldest brother Martin as well, he would say, "Oh, he's just like me." Oh, I used to be like.
We worked on site.
He's a plumber. Yeah, we worked with him.
Yeah, mate. He'll tell
polar opposites. He just keeps himself to himself.
He'll tell you he's the hardest geezer about, and he could have been a UFC champ if he wanted to be. You know what I mean? Geezer's never thrown a punch in his life.
Legend.
But yeah, he'll say that I've learned everything off him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
He like done a few karate sessions or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, nothing proper. And like the club that my mum first started me at wasn't like not a proper Muay Thai club. Like, I don't really know what it was. It was just, I don't know. It was like a good kickboxing club, maybe.
Yeah.
Good place to learn self-defense, I'd say. It was proper strict, kind of like army vibes kind of thing. Like, you wouldn't back chat or say anything wrong. I think it built me a really good foundation, just like keep my head straight and not saying, you know what I mean? I never got an ego. There was no egos in that club ever. And it set me a good foundation. Dan actually started at the same club as me.
Yeah.
But then when it was in Luton, and then he moved to Bedford and started training at another gym called East Area. But
That's the guy.
Andy. Was he a bald head guy?
Nah, his name was Keith.
Because remember Dan was talking about that here.
Because I used to train kickboxing back in there, but it was with a bald head guy. He was strict.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't fuck around.
Yeah, this guy...
He was like proper, prim and proper. Like, you do shit proper.
Keith's like that. Like, I think I yawned before and he like full on bang, slapped me around the face. I was like, and he's like, do you just yawn? And then next one I like try covering it. He's like, bang. Like,
but I feel like that's what you need.
Yeah, no, it's good. Like, and my mum would never even question. Like, the first couple of times I went in the session, so she had a rule. There was I had to do 3 sessions. That was the rule. If I didn't want to do it, I could quit and carry on with football, whatever. But she just made sure I'd done 3. And the first sessions, mate, I was sparring on my first session. I literally just put my hands up and bounced off all 4 ropes. Like, got smashed up. And I remember coming out crying. I was like, I'm never doing that again. That was the worst thing I've done in my life. She was like, you're doing it another 2 times. Like, that's regardless. And then I like go back again, got battered. I think that was like a Tuesday class. I went to the Sunday one. I thought, I'd be a bit more chilled on a Sunday. Nah. Sunday was sparring day. Sunday I got murked. I was like literally getting battered. Come out, I was like, this is the worst thing ever. Done the 3rd one, got battered. I was like, thank God that's done. She was like, yep, it's done. You never have to do it again. She didn't enjoy it. And it come back around to the Tuesday. I'm like, are we going or what? And she was like, I thought you'd literally been moaning about it this whole time.
It's set in stone.
Yeah, and then, but I think that was like my of not doing well, where I hate losing kind of thing. I'm like, I'm shit. Like, I can't even look after myself. You know what I mean? There's probably a girl beating me up the first couple of sessions.
Was you playing football as well at the same time?
Yeah, I was still playing football.
But you just chose this over football?
Yeah, and then just slowly so I started when I was like 13, 14, 15, I think 16 I quit football. And I was still only going like once a week or to like Thai boxing or kickboxing. I wasn't still taking it seriously. I had the worst diet ever. I was eating like kebab meat with chips with a load of mayo on it or something. You know what I mean? Like random, whatever whatever coins my mum gave me, I went down to the chippy and got some of that. So my diet was atrocious. And then like, I think I had a fight when I was like 16, won that. And I still didn't want to fight. I think like my mentality was like, I'll be happy with a draw, which is obviously no mentality to go into a fight. But then when I started winning, I was like, I got that winning feeling. I was like, this is sick. And I started going like twice a week, started upping it a little bit. Obviously, when I quit football, then I started going 3 times a week.
Was this still at the same club?
Yeah, same club.
Yeah.
And then fought again when I was like 17 or 18, I think. Won that one. And then I was starting to get a proper buzz for it. Like, so this is 17. And I was just about to have my fight coming up. And actually, that's when I met Max Plows. And I went to the gym with my brothers and I see this geezer, Max, and he's like running the session pretty much. Like, I'm used to my brothers like telling me what to do. He's like, yeah, we'll go do bench press now. Other person, while you're waiting, do push-ups. I'm like, who's this random geezer coming in thinks he owes David Lloyd? Like, so anyway, he's like going round and then he said to me, he's like, when you're ready to take fighting seriously, let me know and I'll sort your diet out. And I was like, all right, well, I'm ready now. I've got a fight in like 3 months. And he's like, let's get on it then. He was like, from now on, he was like, this is what he said. He goes, meet me with a notepad and pen and we'll write down everything you want. I remember I turned up on my phone. He's like, you're not taking this seriously. He was like, nah, we need to write this down. You need to write it down so it's in your head. He's like, I'm not doing it on the phone. So anyway, he got one because I never had one. We started writing it all down. I see it. It's all making sense. So I was like, might as well listen to him. Got on it. Like done. Then I started going. My brother actually fought on the same night as me. His first fight it was. He trained for a year and done a fight. And he was driving. I couldn't drive at the time. He was driving me and him to Rushden to go train with Max. And the training sessions were nuts. And I remember thinking like, this feels more like it. This is what feels like a fighter should feel like. And that's still nothing compared to what I'm doing now. But at the time at the club, I was only training like three days a week. So. Yeah, it felt like a big step up. I had that fight, won that one. And it went on. Then I actually wanted to fight, but the club I was at didn't really have the connections to actually get me fights. And that's slowly how over the years I moved to Dan's and Dan got me fight after fight.
When did you start with Dan?
Literally, I think in November, the end of November 2022 it was. I actually had a fight in Thailand with my old club. We flew out to Thailand. And we got a fight, and it was like on the Wednesday night, the Thai owner of the Thai gym was like, I can get you a fight on Friday night at Rangsit Stadium in Bangkok. And I was like, yeah, do it. And then Friday night I fought, flew home, I knocked the guy out in round 1, head kick, and then I flew home on the Sunday.
That's a good story,
But the Thai broke my nose as well. The Thai broke my nose. And I got on the plane, my nose like mangled. People are looking at me. You know, I like got on at the front of the plane. I had to walk all the way to the back, and everyone's looking at me like, "The fuck that geezer going to?" You know what I mean? But I knew before the fight, I was like, I need to be at this what I want to do. So if I win, I need to be doing it more often and seeing how far I can actually take it. And if I lose, then I'm not where I want to be because I want to be winning these fights and like seeing how far I can get. Yeah. So I was doing PTs with Dan for like a year beforehand. But then he obviously opened his club. In the summer, I joined at the end of the year. And yeah, he got me a fight. I joined at the end of November and he got me a fight in February. So we were like straight into fight camp.
So what would you say the turning point was for you? The inspiration to actually go and chase that dream?
I'm not actually 100% to be fair. I think just seeing how far I could take it. That was literally it. Like people would tell me I'm good, but then how good? You know what I mean? You're good in sparring, or can you actually go in front of a crowd and actually perform? You know what I mean? So just that interest, I think. And then I think when I won that fight in Thailand, I was like, yeah, let's see how far this can go, because
that must give you like the ego proper.
yeah,
like,
literally, because
I've got a bit about me now. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, you should have seen the bob in my walk when I knocked down that time. Nah, like
bowling onto the plane. That's what people are looking at, the bowl.
Yeah, they won't put it They're like, who's in with confidence?
Conor McGregor on the economy flight.
Have a shirt on, bro.
On the economy flight. Yeah, I obviously had that junior fight. I got battered. The guy had like 16 fights, kicked me all around the ring. I didn't even touch him, I don't think. And then I had the 2 N-class fights, which like shin pads. Had them, but then I had the random fight in Thailand. It was my first fight without shin pads. I remember thinking, I'm about to fight in like a 6 stadium in Thailand. I've never kicked without a shin pad in my life. I might low kick, he might block it, and I might just lie on the floor crying in front of a whole stadium of people in a minute. And like I remember, like as soon as the fight started, I like hook low kicked and he blocked it. And I remember not feeling any pain throughout my shin. I remember thinking, fucking hell, I'm gonna go kick crazy. And I remember when I got him with like a straight right walk in, left head kick. And his head was all over the place like a balloon, helium balloon, like I just slapped the balloon. And I see his head going, like the feeling I got there was like going mad. I was like trying to finish him. I got him like another 3 times with the same move in the fight. The last one stopped him. And I think that was the buzz that was like, yeah, I need to see how far I can actually take this. So yeah, that was it.
I just want to quickly go back to your childhood. Did you always have that confidence and aura about you from young? Had you always been a confident kid?
Yeah, maybe. I think so. I think if you ask my mum, I'd say she'd say yeah. I was actually that geezer at football. I had 2 different pairs of colour like football boots. I wanted to stand out. You know what I mean? I had a yellow pair and an orange pair or something. You know what I mean? I couldn't be brighter. And I'd already planned like 4 celebrations for all the goals I'd score. You know what I mean? Like I'd like have 4 celebrations ready to go. So when I score, I'd have a different celebration for each goal or something. You know what I mean? So I think I did always have that confidence, and probably confident in things that I knew I was good at, though. You know what I mean? I knew I was good at football, so I'd turn up and I would think I'm Ronaldo. I wouldn't think I'm Liam. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What was some of the challenges you had to face coming through in Muay Thai when you first started? Maybe significant injuries or setbacks that you didn't kind of realise at the time, but now you look back on, it sort of shaped your journey.
Yeah, I think just that first Club Crusaders I was at, like, I've never really had any major injuries, thank God. But just them building me the way they did, like how tough it was at that club. Like I think that just built like my mentality. I think that set me a really strong mentality of like never quit kind of thing. And even when people talk about quitting anywhere, it almost winds me up. You know what I mean? I think I'm just not used to it. So
was it hard to leave the gym?
Yeah, it's hard to leave the gym. It was actually horrible. Like that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to actually do, because that was like,
it was home.
Yeah, it literally was. Like I was there all the time, and that was the thing that made me fall in love with the sport. And that was like, well, football was my life. So then when that took over, that gym was, you know what I mean? He was the owner of the gym, Keith. He was someone I looked up to, kind of thing. So leaving it was hard. And originally I actually only said about going to Dan's once a week, because I didn't actually want to completely just leave the club. But he got the hump about it a bit, to be fair. And we ended up having a bit of a fallout about it. But I think we're sound now. But yeah, it didn't end as nicely as it would have been.
Could. So it doesn't really though sometimes, does it? Like it just depends what sort of coach you have and how they view the situation. Some coaches, you got to think from a coach's perspective as well. A student leaving to go somewhere else because they're saying they want to get better is probably a bit like, well, why can't we've not done our job, sort of thing.
I know, yeah. That's like, it's like frustrating almost. Like I just needed the opportunities to actually get to fight. You know what I mean? I was telling him for years that I did want to fight, and I don't think he had the connections to get it. So
you outgrow things as well, though. As a person, like you've outgrown the club. Like
yeah, definitely. I think it was needed. I think everything always comes at the right time anyway, doesn't it?
So everything happens for a reason. Like you are where you are today because of that.
Yeah, I think it worked out perfectly. Dan opened his own club, and he did say that as Dan's like a former student, he like that was a nice option for me to go for. You know what I mean? And Dan, there's no better person to go training with than Dan anyway. So it worked out perfect.
Veteran.
Yeah,
so young, but he's a fucking veteran.
Youngest veteran.
He is a vet. He's the youngest old man. Benjamin fucking Button.
Yeah, he's a G.
So what's some of the key things Dan's taught you, or like you've worked on under him that he's really excelled in?
I think just technique. Dan's such a technician. He's like leveled up my Muay Thai game massively. Like I saw a video pop up the other day, 2 years ago today, a video of me doing a PT with him, and I was creasing when I was watching the back. I was like, what is going on there? Like, I didn't realise I was that bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's mad the improvements that have come on. And Dan's really like he proper like breaks down every movement to make sure you've got it perfect. And that's one of the things I love the most. And I think me and Dan get on so well with that as well, because he can see how much I want to learn it, and he breaks it down to a point. I won't be happy with doing something unless I know I can do it perfectly, kind of thing. So I think that's why we get on so well as well. But yeah, he's really helped me with that. He's trying to humble me down a little bit more to the ground, but also just calming me down as well. Like even my first fight I had with McGowan's, I fought someone from the same gym as I'm about to fight next, actually, and I beat the guy, but I could have like battered him really. Like if I just took my time a little bit more, like I was beating him with the strikes outside, but I was so excited almost because I never got an opportunity to fight before that I was falling into the clinch where I didn't really need to be there. I was beating him in the clinch, but I could have just
made the performance
cleaner.
Yeah.
And Dan and Tim and Pan are the most calm people on fight day ever. They're cracking jokes. Like, you're about to do your walkout and they're like joking around about something. I'm like, I remember the first time I remember thinking, these guys are well too chilled. I'm about to have a scrap. Like, what's going on? And then my next fight, I completely calmed down. And I was like, it's just a fight. Like, I'm just going to chill, really take my time and work on what I've been doing with Dan. And I showed levels in that fight. And I think that was one that really got everyone's eyes on me, kind of thing. And ever since then, I've just been so calm before my fights. Like,
so you just not know.
I don't get no nerve. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
I can't explain it, and people probably think I'm talking shit, but I'm not. Like, I'm literally, there's no nerves I get before a fight. I'm literally there, and I say it to. It's funny because I say it to Dan every time. I'm not nervous at all. Like, I could go fight. I could sleep. I could.
But that's good. I feel like you found that like sort of flow state where it's not.
Yeah,
like you know you're going to fight, but you're going to do the job.
Literally,
but it's not in your mind.
Yeah, I say to Dan every time, I'm like, mate, I've got no nerves at all. Like, and before the Finley fight that I lost, he said, well, it hasn't failed you yet. And I thought, yeah, it's true, to be fair. Like, it's not doing me any harm, me not being nervous. And even now, like, I always feel like the only thing I'm worried about is that I'm so calm and not nervous that I might not go in there and start as strong as I want to start. I don't want to go in there relaxed and get taken a piss out of for a round. But it never happens. Normally my first round's the most mental round out of them all. So it works out good that I'm calm. And probably one day I will get butterflies and I'll be like, fuck this, what's going on? I want to be no nerves again.
Yeah. What sort of feelings do you feel before a fight then? Is it just completely calmness, or what sort of goes through your head?
I don't know.
Or is it just another day?
Yeah.
Just like, I'm doing it again.
I just can't wait for this to be like, so much has led to it, I guess. So you do get like waves of stuff going through your head. So you're like, obviously there's a lot of like emotions that kind of go through a camp for 12 weeks, you know what I mean? So you start deep in everything. You're like, all right, like I am about to, this is everything I've worked on for the last 12 weeks. But I think because I do so well in the preparation that all that just kind of goes away. Like, I'm like, right, no one's dieting as well as me. I know that for a fact.
You feel like now you got an edge.
Yeah, I do. I honestly, I feel like, especially even when they look across the corner and they see Tim, Pan and Dan, I'm like, it's peak. Like, if I was looking across that, I'd be like, I'm going to quit now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you're not going to get a better cornerman than that. You know what I mean? I got Pan who's, I asked him one time on the second fight I had from McGowan, I said, Pan, how many fights you actually had? And he said, I lose count after 500. I thought, 500? I think it was my fifth fight at the time. I was like, that is actually nuts. So, yeah, like, you're not going to get more experience than that. I got 3-time world champion Tim Thomas, literally known for knocking people out of his hands. And then Dan, who's one of the best technicians to ever come from the UK. So
yeah, you're like
you're in safe hands, aren't you? And like, even when round one's finished, I'm coming back and I'm getting advice off three people that are going to be well more experienced than whoever they've got in their corner.
So it's trust and confidence in your preparation and team.
100%, yeah.
Would you tell anyone to go out there and find that?
Yeah.
Like if they're sort of feeling, there's probably fighters out there or anyone in general doing anything where they kind of don't trust their preparation or trust their team.
Yeah, mate. I know loads of people. I can see it. You can see it in the changing rooms when I'm getting ready for fights. I see people and they're like shitting themselves, and I think, you only got this doubt because it's of you. You know what I mean? This is something you haven't done. You're thinking, oh, did I run enough this fight camp?
And that's the thing with fighting. You know when you fucked up.
Yeah.
That's like when I done my jiu-jitsu tournament and I was so in my own head that I was like, I'm going to lose. And I did lose because I already lost it before I got on the mat.
Literally. And mate, that's actually what it is. Like, and I think that's what I actually preferred about Thai boxing than football. Like, because I'd go play football, and if I scored 2 goals and we lost 3-2, I'd be like, oh, I play well. You know what I mean? Like,
there's
and
no
then
accountability.
it's a solo sport in Thai boxing. You've only got yourself to blame, so you can't be pointing fingers at other people. Oh, this didn't happen. It's you. You know what I mean? Like, if you fuck up, it was your fault. And I see it in changing rooms. I see it in people's faces. They're like, you could tell they're thinking, should I have been eating Cocoa Pops or bread? You know what I mean? Like, should I have a takeaway or nights out they're going on 8 weeks before? You know what I mean? If you're not doing that, you're eliminating all the anything that could go against you. And yeah, I just think I give it 100%. And if the person ends up beating me, they're obviously better than me. So then there's nothing to stress about. You just go out there and see who's better.
You watch like your opponents tonight a lot.
I'll watch footage of them.
Just for technique.
I'll watch footage of them once I get announced that I'm fighting them. So then I'll check their last kind of fights. I like to study them a bit, to be fair. I know some people are like, yeah, you just got to go in there and feel it out because like they might fight someone else different to how they fight you. But roughly, if you watch 3 or 4 or 5 of their fights, they're going to do similar patterns. Like the way they, like some people do like a little check step round, you know what I mean? Or the way they might block a hook or something they do, or their most thrown combination, something they throw the most. There's going to be something that they do that when you're in there and you see it and you react to it well, you're going to be like, yeah, I got this now. You know what I mean? There's going to be something in there. It's like, this feels familiar.
Component. Yeah.
Yeah. Or something you can exploit.
Yeah, because some people look at it as like, I'm just going to work on myself and go on there and implement my game plan. It doesn't matter what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then some people do it the other way. So you just try and find a balanced approach.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably what works best, really,
yeah,
for someone.
It's the balance. I think if you get too obsessed with what someone else is doing, then you're not doing what you do is best. So then it ain't working as well. You know what I mean? If you're just focused on what they're doing, you're too worried about getting hurt off what they're doing. So yeah, don't focus on them too much, but you just got to be aware of something that they might do or somewhere where they could be open, because at the end of the day, it's you or them when you're in there. What
was it like when you first had your first loss then? What was the sort of emotions, feelings? How did you sort of bounce back from it?
So no one likes losing, do they? And especially, it was at the O2 as well, and there's loads of people come out to support me. At the time, it was the most people. I think it was like 84 people or whatever. I was buzzing to have all them people come in. And yeah, when I lost, I think I was a bit like, I was gutted, obviously. But the guy I fought, Finley Smith, had so much more experience than me. I think I just had to take it in stride. Like, all right, well, this ain't going to be the end of my Muay Thai career. So let's just take this as a lesson, look on stuff to work on. Like, I think Dan and Tim and Palm were quality people to have after the fight. Once it actually happened, when I was in the medical room with Finley, just talking to me, and they're like, look, before you were having like nearly picture perfect performances, there wasn't actually much we could work on with you. Like, you needed something like this so we can actually break down your style and see where we can improve. And since I lost that fight, I've had another like 3 or 4 like pretty perfect performances. So well, I've really got to show my levels. So it's definitely helped and it's worked. So losses is part of life, isn't it? You lose everything. I lose my keys sometimes. You know what I mean? Like,
there's lessons in that.
Yeah, people deep losses too much as well. I think like it is literally part of life. You lose family members, you lose keys, your phone. You know what I mean? But you don't lose your keys and go, oh, fuck it, I'm not going to drive anymore, I'll just walk for everywhere. You know what I mean? So,
no, it's true. Do you think that's a stigma that like fans put on it, or people that commentate the sport? Because boxing's
the worst for it. And I think they're getting worse with Thai boxing as well. Like Nico Carrillo fought on the weekend, got knocked out.
Yeah.
I see people slagging him off like Nico's shit. I see it in the comments. I thought, he's literally one of the best in the world. You know what I mean? Like, he's fighting the best in the world.
And he'd knock you out.
Yeah.
Fucking couch potato.
He was so so quick to just cut people off. And I'm like, if you're going to let our sport, like, they do it in boxing all the time, it pisses me off. And like, especially with Thai boxing, the best are fighting the best all the time.
Boxing is low-key rigged though as well. You know what I mean? Fights get on the backhand, I mean. So it's not like you said, Muay Thai is more like you are just fighting the best of the best. Like,
so
it's gonna UFC. You're fighting the best, but your day's coming.
Yeah, you're gonna lose. You know There's gonna be someone that's got your number.
I mean? His day come. He got fucking flat
in MMA as well. People are so quick to dismiss people as well. Like Usman, he was like pound for pound the best at the time. He got knocked out by a head kick after Leon after getting beaten up. Like he beat Leon up for 5 rounds, and he's like, he's washed. Everyone's like ready to get rid of it.
It's Coliseum, man. People just give up on you. No one cares.
So quick.
They literally just want to see winning.
That's why you have to do it for yourself. Like when I speak to Frankie sometimes, one of our friends who boxes, he's very much like, oh, I feel the pressure sometimes that I have to knock people out because otherwise they've paid to come and watch my fight. And I'm just like, yeah, but you go and lose 2 fights. These people ain't showing up no more. They're going on that tomorrow. They go back to work and their day goes on as normal.
So
you lose or you do something because you try to impress the fans. Your career's probably over after that.
Literally, yeah.
But they just go back to work. So it's sort of like you have to be selfish. It's a selfish sport.
100%. And what you actually said there is so true. That's another thing I think when I'm about to fight. I do it for me, not for anyone else. So why is there any pressure? You know what I mean? Like. There ain't no pressure.
No one's dieting. No one's training for you. Like, it's literally all you.
Yeah, literally. Mate, it's actually so true. Like, what pressures are like? I appreciate everyone's support coming out, and it means the world. But I'm not doing it for everyone else. You know what I mean? I'm not killing myself in these sessions. I'm doing this sport because I love it and I want to see how far I can take it. You know what I mean? So, like, if I lose, like, I feel sorry that you didn't get to see me win, but. Like, I've still got to take it worse than everyone else. You know what I mean? I always say as well, there's people in the gym that are like deep losses too much, like, or like are training hard and they're like, oh, I'm thinking about a one-on-one fight, but I'm scared I'll lose. I'm like, mate, don't let that. You'll be a loser if you never try. You know what I mean?
Losing's part of the process. Like you said, in life you lose. You're always gonna lose.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
But they're lessons.
Definitely,
just don't class them as losses. Like, you just bounce back.
Yeah, you can't deep it too much, can you? You just got to go for it. I'll tell you what's a loss: being 60 and thinking, "Oh, could I have done this?" Yeah, that's a loss, bro. I'm not.
And that's a loss you can't get back.
100%.
That's a loss. Yeah,
like these losses now, you can work on it and get them back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You lose a fight, you can train harder for your next fight and get it back.
Yeah,
a loss at 60 is over.
Nah,
Grim Reaper's coming.
Well, time you can't lose time.
Literally, mate. So. Like fear of missing out for me is like a big thing. I'm like, nah, I'm taking every opportunity I get, kind of thing.
Do you get it a lot with like not going out and that?
Nah, not really, because every time I go on a night out, I wake up in the morning and think, fuck, was that even worth it?
yeah.
I do.
I dialed in.
I do sometimes, to be fair. Like, a few times my boys have gone to Ibiza and I'm sitting at home in fight camp eating cold broccoli and chicken. And it's minging. I'm like, oh, fuck, it does look sick. But then I think, like...
It's not going though.
Yeah, like...
They'll be raving when you're in the grave.
Yeah, trust. I'll be living it large in the coffee. But nah, I just think, like... I'm not going to be this young again, this fit, you know what I mean? So while I've got all this thing and I've got no injuries, I need to be giving it my all now and seeing how far I can take it. Like, I'd regret it if I went to Ibiza and then instead of fighting, you know what I mean? I think one time when I actually started with Dan's, I had a holiday booked. I can't remember if it was Ibiza or somewhere else. And he said he got a fight announced for me. And he was like, oh, I've just been offered this fight. I think it'd be good for you. And I said, oh, I'm on holiday then. And he was like... You got time to go on holiday. You can go on holiday whenever. Like, and it changed my whole thought process. I was like, mate, from now on, fights coming first, and I'll book holidays around it. And my boys are so good with it now. Like, they'll be like, you tell us when your fights are, and we'll book. So we pretty much book IV for now after my fights, and I'd be like chilling anyway. My body's battered. You know what I mean? So So now I fight, and we'll go IB for the next week. Hopefully, my face ain't looking.
So it's more of like a party, like a celebration.
And then it works well because I still get both. They're still getting their holiday. You know what I mean? They're just, I'm grateful that they do it around me, kind of thing.
That's the thing though, like there's a small window of opportunity, especially when you're doing some sort of sport, especially combat sports. It's a small window. Like 31, 2, 3 is like your prime. It's probably it's got later. It used to be a bit earlier, like 28, 29, but now it's like 31, 32, 33.
He's got that He's got that max.
He has got that max power.
Anabolic.
yeah, he's got that anabolic physique.
I'm gonna hit my prime at 38. Everyone's be like, "What's going on?" I'll be like, "I'm taking over."
But there's like that small window, so it's sort of you can either risk it all now in your 20s and then live good 30s, 40s, 50s, or you can sort of waste the 20s and then work hard in your 30s, 40s, 50s. It's like, what one would you rather do? But you can't do both.
I know.
So it's
like I just hate. The thing is for me, the main thing. But if I was like 60 and I've got my broken nose and I've probably got a load of scars on my face from elbows I've got over the years, people are like, "Fucking hell, you look like you've had a hard life." Like, I've done Thai boxing. Like, "You any good?" And be like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, had a few fights." You know what I mean? Like, if you've got nothing to show for it, what's the point even doing it? You know what I mean? Like, you need to be taking these opportunities, saying, "Yeah, I fought in Thailand, I fought in this country, I fought in this country, fought against UK's number one," or these kind of things. That's what like motivates me. I'm like, yeah, I want to be able to say I've done all this, been a world champion. You know what I mean? Then people will look at you like, "Fucking hell, mate, fair play." You know what I mean? Otherwise, what are you doing it for? You know what I mean? You've got no goal to like strive for, I think.
what are your sort of goals that you want to go for?
I just want to be top boy, you know what I mean? Like, I think, just take it as far as I can, but obviously like world champ, and if I can get into one, taking it as far on one as I can as well. If I ever got one of them belts, everyone would know about it. I'd get it bolted to my hips. It ain't ever coming off. So, just taking it as far as I can. Whatever the best promotion is at the time, I want to be competing against the top boys there.
Who is there any? Obviously, you got a massive fight coming up. Is there any sort of other good matchups you see or you want, or do you just take it as it comes? Do you not look at anyone and go, "Oh, I really want to fuck it," or "I think I've got the better of them and they're a bit further than me"? Or
I think about that. Everyone, to be fair. But I do just take every fight as it comes. You don't really want to be overlooking anyone, especially like my next fight. He's 9 wins, 8 knockouts. You know what I mean? You don't really want to be looking too far past that, otherwise you join the collection.
He's a bit of a technician as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's smart. He's smart. He's a very smart fighter when you allow him to be. You know what I mean?
He's already thinking, I'm going to hate him, mate.
You don't want to give too much away.
I think once I start hitting him and he feels like the power and the speed that I'm coming at him, I think it'll be a different story. I think some people are quite easy to just stand in front of him and let him do his own thing. I think if you let him do that, he'll run away with it.
Yeah,
because he is good. I think when I start to hit him, he'll know about it.
Do you think that if you went up to one, them small gloves would suit you a bit better?
I'm up for it. I think I've got I'd have to change my style, but I feel like I've got an approach in my head where I could fight with them smart. You know what I mean?
Do you ever train in them?
Nah,
never.
I'm not trying to hurt my wrist with them until I'm getting paid dough for it. You know what I mean?
What does a typical day look like for you? Let's say like a Monday.
So wake up, double early, get to work late to everywhere I ever go, to be fair. But get to work. I do carpentry, so whether it's doing a roof or swinging some doors, some skirting,
site or
I work for like a local building firm.
Okay, yeah.
But we're mostly new builds now, but it's quite nice. I prefer new builds. We used to be like extensions and going in people's houses all day. It's long.
Shit, yeah.
But I'm not on like a big site, so there's no mad health and safety, which I love. Fuck that. I couldn't be wearing helmets and high visors and shit all day. But yeah, we'll do that. 8 hours, longest day of my life. And then get back, literally shower, eat, straight to McGowan's. And then, sometimes help with the kids' class if I get back early enough. If not, just training. But then I'll be there from it's literally I get home, shower, eat and go. Within probably 15 minutes on my way to Bedford to go train with Dan. And then I'll be there for the whole night. I won't finish till 9. Get back probably 9, 9:30, get back 9:30, 10, get home, shower, eat, sleep, and then it's back to my day again. So
it shows you the levels, and
literally it's so I got my sleep pretty much scheduled as well. I'll be in bed by I'll eat and be in bed and asleep probably before 11 o'clock. I'll probably be eating, be in bed by 10:30. I'm asleep by 11. Definitely. If I'm not, I'm like a zombie in the morning. I'm dead to the world. No use at work whatsoever.
Is it hard balancing the work because it's a physical job, isn't it?
Yeah, they are pretty supportive though. To be fair, my work if I need time off, they'll give me time off.
Yeah,
and they're handy. They sponsor me for a lot of the fights as well, which is dreamy. For my last fight, I was actually crippled. My back was in pieces. I don't even know where it come from. I think I like half fell off a scaffold, to be fair, and caught myself as I was falling. And but I keep on saying that's not the reason why I hurt my back. And I was going into training like, I don't know what my back hurts. People kept bringing it back up, and I was like, yeah, it might be that. But it might have just been from I went Ibiza and then straight into fight camp. So it might have just shocked my body. It's like, oh, I went Ibiza for like 9 days. So it might be like, oh, we're chilling now. And then it's like back to like fight camp, hard work. My body might have been like, whoa, you've been taking it well too easy to jump back in like this. So it could have been that. But like 5 weeks out from the fight, my back was in pieces. I was still trying to train, even though my back was in some agony. It got to like 4 weeks out and I couldn't actually like walk. I could barely get out of bed. I was like an old man. I was literally like rolling onto the floor and then doing a push-up to try and get up to my feet. And I was like lifting my legs out of my van. Like I was proper fucked. And I was going into work and I was telling my boss, I was like, mate, I need some time off. And he was like, shut up, you melt. They don't give you no sympathy in my work. They're like, shut up, you melt. Stop being a baby. Just get that roof done. You know what I mean? He's like, you're not earning me no money. How can I let you have time off? I'm like,
back on the hamster wheel.
But he ended up I had 3 weeks off in the lead up to the fight. Thank God, because I'd have never been able to fight as well. And it was literally only like the day before the weigh-in, I think. So 2 days before the fight, I could actually walk properly without being in pain. And then when the fight was done, I was ready to go back into work Tuesday. And he was like, just have the week off. So they are pretty sound and lenient.
Yeah, you
and
got a good
as
good
hard
system,
as the work actually is when I'm actually at work, it makes up for it with time they give me off and stuff for my fight. So I always like, unfair to them as well. Like I've been working there for like 7 years. I've probably had 1 week off being ill in that amount of time. You know what I mean? So it works hand in hand.
Yeah.
We're both pretty fair to each other.
Obviously, you're someone who gives it all to what you're trying to do. Like you just said, your schedule there. What's a step someone who's listening that could take to get closer to their goals, who are sort of thinking, oh, they're out of reach, they're not here, feeling sorry for themselves a bit? What's a step they could take? Yeah,
stop feeling sorry for yourself. Just get on with it. You know what I mean? Literally, you just got to go for it. You literally have. If you got the slightest feeling you can actually achieve something, I think just go for it and give it your all. And then, like I said earlier, it gives you that thing. When you're older, you don't want that regret. That's what pushes me. I'm like, let's see how far I can take this. The only way is by giving it 100% and seeing how far I can take it, and we'll go from there. So yeah, stop overthinking, because overthinking gets you nowhere. Like, if you'd asked me 2 years ago, would I have been ranked number 14 in the world, or would I beat up number 10 in the world, I'd have told you to fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, I'd have probably said it as a joke. I've been saying since I'm 16 I could beat all these like world champions. You know what I mean? As a joke though. But I never actually really had that belief. Without actually going for it, you're never going to get it. You know what I mean? Confidence comes from work. You know what I mean? Stuff you're actually putting in, you get confidence out of that.
Confidence is earned.
Yeah, earned. There was actually a saying I was trying to remember, but it went, and I was like,
it's crazy as well, because you don't understand it. Like, you can have this confidence or persona about you, but real people know that it's earned.
Yeah,
you earn your confidence.
100%.
That's how you get
It's pretty weird, isn't it? Everyone sort of could be something if they tried it, and you wouldn't, half of the things you'd never try.
100%. There's naturally fitter people than me and everything. You know what I mean?
It's like people have got the potential, but they don't know.
Like, we've all got the potential at something, but you never go and try that thing.
It's so true.
And it's actually pretty mad.
It is mad.
Like, you just maybe didn't try that one thing, and then it's like you didn't actually reach your full potential in life.
But look at his day. He's just explained his whole day, and he's going to do kids classes sometimes, and he's training on the side, plus making all your meals and other stuff that you do in your free time, mate.
Yeah, most of the people
there's no excuses,
mate. That's the thing.
People
as well,
ain't doing that.
Literally, like, that's the other thing as well, because I'm working in the week, and most of the people I'm fighting don't have jobs. They're like doing PTs or helping out at their gym, and they're training twice a day. If you ask me what my Saturday's like, I train 3 times on a Saturday. I train 8 in the morning in Northampton, so it's like a 45-minute drive for me. I get there, train. It's the hardest session I've ever done in my whole life. Tyro and Power Junior. It's literally killer. I think the first 2 times I've done it, I could smell blood, and it must have been coming from my brain or some shit. You know what I mean?
What was that? What was it called?
It's like K1, but the guy's called Tyro and Power Junior. But it's like, it's like kickboxing, but the combination's just mad. And they go on every shot I throw with 100% power. You know what I mean? So when you're doing combinations like 8-9, it's constant. You just got no energy at all. But then that helps with my stamina and stuff for my fights. So it's worth pushing through. But I finish them sessions and I literally think I'm going to die sometimes. My heart feels like it's going to explode. And I literally finish them and I drive. It takes me an hour to get to Dan's. I drive straight from there. That's 8 till 9. I drive from 9 till 10 to Dan's, get there, start skipping, start that class, do an hour training and half an hour sparring. After doing 2 hours of training, I got to spar Tim Thomas, who's literally trying to knock my block off. You know what I mean? And I finish that session. I get home, shower, eat, and then I'm off to Northampton again. Another 45 minutes to go do like boxing training almost. So like even on the weekends, my days are stacked out with training, you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to get that extra on anyone else that might have it on me, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just I just think you just got to go foot down in it and go for it 100% or not do it at all. That's the way my mentality has always been with everything.
It's weird, isn't it, though? Because if you said someone could have everything you have, but they've got to do everything you do, would half the people even do it?
No, they'd be like, fuck that.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, even if you could do it, would people even take it?
I know.
Probably not, innit? Like,
mate, I go into work and I'm like, I'm knackered. They're like, mate, you're not even doing anything. I'm like, bro, you go home, you watch TV with your family, you know what I mean? I go train for an hour. I go train for an hour.
The average people...
Smoking the average man right there. Literally. The modern man is fucked.
Jokes.
EastEnders. I was talking about EastEnders at lunch break. I'm getting kicked shit out.
I'm at work and they come up to me like, why would you even eat that fucking shit food? It's like cold broccoli and chicken. They're eating like a warm Cornish pasty or like bacon sausage bap. I'm like, fuck, I'd literally die for that. But
it's the discipline, though, man. It's the discipline. That's what gets you somewhere.
Yeah,
that's what makes you the better person.
100%. I think my first gym, with how tough and strict it was, really helped instill that in me. And yeah, like now my discipline, I think, is on another level.
But you like it, you enjoy it. It's not like you're hating life.
Yeah,
a lot of people would actually probably enjoy their life a lot more if they had a little bit of discipline.
Yeah,
because it's a bit hard. Well, and then you appreciate the littler things.
You saying that as well. So like the people I work with, they all eat shit, and like I probably would as well if I wasn't fighting. You know what I mean? But when you know you got someone else that's training 12 weeks to come knock you out in front of all your family and friends, it gives you that thing where it's like, well, I'm not going to eat that. So like, gives you that push.
Yeah.
But everyone, where they still take the piss out of me, they're like, why are you eating that shit? But they're all starting to get on a proper diet now. Everyone at my work now, they're doing different diets. Like there's a few of them on carnivore diets, but it's better than what they were eating before, like a packet of crisps and like, I don't know, meal deals.
At least you're trying something new. You're giving yourself a challenge. Because it's easy to go have a sandwich or something.
Yeah, it's very easy.
Yeah.
I could fall into the same thing. You know what I mean? If I weren't fighting, I'd probably be massive.
Like you said, if you've got no goal,
poison.
If you've got no goal or know where you're heading, then
it's hard. I think it's hard, especially this day and age. Like, healthy food's so expensive as well. Like a meal deal's well cheap and it'll do you. You know what I mean? It actually will.
Which is weird because weren't Kai saying, or you were saying as well, like in Thailand, all the healthy food is cheap and all the shit food is expensive. Yeah. And then it's like in England, all the healthy food's expensive.
Yeah, they want you to be fat.
It's like they're trying to kill us.
They want you to be fat so you're ill.
We're like, are they trying to kill us?
They are.
I said it to my missus and I'm legit like why is Bill Gates putting fucking chemicals in the cows and it's in the milk? They're trying to kill us.
My dad had some hot dogs the other day and I was reading what's in the back of them, all these E numbers and I was like, that ain't even a fucking hot dog. and you're slumping down 6 of them, you fucking fat bastard.
Oh, yeah, I tell you what, every day when the woman, what is she? She's like the health thing for the UK.
Yeah.
Max sent me a picture of her every single day for like 3 weeks. He's like, this is what they want you to be like. He's like, how's this woman in front of health? And she's like some big woman. I'm like, they want you to eat that shit so you're ill and you're making the money back again. Imagine if everyone's healthy, no one's paying for doctor. You know what I mean? Like, they want money to circulate.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. You get down a rabbit hole, yeah. You go down a rabbit hole. You start frothing. Star one.
Yeah. Obviously, looking back at your journey, is there any? If you knew everything you knew now, what's one thing you would change or you'd do it sooner?
I wouldn't change anything. Like we said earlier, I think everything happens for a reason, and I think if you were to change one thing, it could change everything. You know what I mean? Even if like, I would have liked to start fighting earlier, but let's say I left my old gym sooner, things could have gone wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I might not have been ready for fighting. I could have got battered and I could have quit, and I wouldn't even achieve
I like
what
that. You always think it like there's always another way to look at it.
I think that's a way.
What about technique wise? Is there something that if you go back when you're younger, you'd probably say, you know what, maybe concentrate more on this?
Nah,
it's like, nah, just
I think people, that's the way you're always going to think, isn't it? It's like, oh, I wish I started doing this sport early. Oh, that's what everyone always says,
It's
isn't
hindsight.
it? Everyone's like, oh, I wish I started earlier, I'd be so much better. But would you, or would you have quit? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. So
yeah, it's almost like your human is ready for that specific thing at that specific time. And it never really pushes you into something you're not ready for.
If you were ready for it, you would have done it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you would have tried that extra.
So do you believe like everything's written out for you sort of thing, and you're just...
Kind of, yeah. Like, to be fair, like, I know this is going to sound mad as well, yeah? But since I started at McGowan's, or maybe even before McGowan's, when I was actually probably when I was about to head to Thailand, I've kind of always like had these things that I'm going to do in a year. And I've done it every year. It's kind of like the law of attraction kind of thing, isn't it? I've like wrote down on my notes on my phone, I'm like, I want to fight and win in Thailand. I want to join McGowan Muay Thai, or fight. I want to fight 4 times this year. And I've like wrote it down, and they all just come true.
I feel like I give context to that. I feel like it comes true though, because you're living proof of doing it.
Yeah, and
this is where a lot of people watch this law of attraction. They're like, but I wrote it in my notes. But I wrote it in my notes.
That's facts.
You can't write it in your notes and look in the mirror and say to yourself over and over again, no, you have to do it.
100%.
Every day.
That's like me writing down in my notes, I'm going to have a Lamborghini at the end of it. And I'm like making no money. I'm like, I'm still not going to have a Lambo. I'm still whipping around in the Clarkson Builders van. You know what I mean? Like, you can write down whatever you want, but if you ain't doing something to support it, you're never going to achieve it.
So, law of attraction, but you need actionable steps. Do you write down actionable steps when you do it?
Nah,
no, you just
get to it. Yeah. That's the thing as well. People are good at writing stuff down. Like, I want to do this. I want to be this. I want to achieve this. But you spend so much time writing down, just actually start.
I've done it before, and I just think it's bollocks. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I do like what these people say, and they say you should do this, but I just feel like you have to just be a doer.
Yeah, you actually have got.
You just got to do it. Like, just do it.
Mate,
and find out, and then just work out when you're doing it what, like, maybe
I feel like the writing down part of it's good though for people who can't visualize it in their head. It kind of puts it into perspective, something that they can come back to and go, this is why I'm doing it for. Oh, I'll remember this now, and like putting them on that path.
And people are like too negative on themselves, I think. You're always your own worst critic, isn't it? But you actually just need to remember where you started, don't it? Yeah. Like, so many of my boys, like, I want a 6-pack. And I see them writing out, like, healthy food did you should be eating. I'm like, you know what food you should be eating. Stop eating that KFC and you have a 6-pack. You know what I mean? Get eating steak and sweet potato or
it's
salmon and eggs.
Again, man. It's hard.
Yeah, that's the actual bit you're struggling with. You're not struggling with knowing what you need to get it. But like you say, writing it down definitely does help. And I think taking pictures, like, if you're not in shape, take a picture at the beginning. Diet for 4 weeks, like, give it a go. You know what I mean? Don't after 1 week go, I look the same, fuck it, I'll give up on that. Like, give it 4-6 weeks, take another picture, and if you look the same, then you need to change something, don't you? But I think if you look at both them pictures, you're gonna notice a difference after dieting for that long, and you go, fucking hell, look how far I come here. Wonder where I can get another 6 weeks. And that's kind of like with Thai boxing, what's going on with me. You know what I mean? I'm fighting. Every time I'm beating these people that I probably shouldn't even be beating. You know what I mean? Like, on paper, everyone I'm fighting has got so much more experience than me. And I'm beating them, and I'm like, fuck it, let's see how far this can go. You know what I mean?
That actually does bring me to my next question as well. How do you stay motivated in them periods of motivated and disciplined when progress seems like it's slowing down? Or, you know, you'll have them lull periods. I remember we used to have it with the podcast where you'd put out all this content and you'd be like, banger, this one's a banger, this is a banger. No views.
Yeah,
no views.
That's the way it always works.
And you're like, bruv, what the fuck's going on, man? I'm putting so much. Then you'd put a video out where you're like, oh, we'll just chuck this out there.
Yeah,
banger. And I'm like, and then it gives you that like, oh, maybe there is something here, let's keep going. You know, that sort of like they dangle the carrot.
Mate, that is life for you. Like, I'll spend ages on a video, like, editing. I'm like, this video is sick, it's gonna pop off. And I'll put it online, and it's like, no one cares. You know what I mean? Like, no views. Or like a story, even I'll put up a story and I'm like, this story's sick.
I feel like it's when you think it's good, there's shit.
Yeah, I know. And like, Instagram just wants to do you dirty. It's like, fuck you. Like, you're going to blow up the internet if everyone sees this. We're going to give this no attraction.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, fuck, this story's shit. Or upload this. And it's got like 1,000 views. I'm like, hang on, what happened there? The last one got 200. I wanted everyone to see it. You know what I mean? So I think life just works out. And I definitely, you get moments, especially in Thai boxing, I'm sure a lot of other people understand it, where it's like, you feel like you're training all the time, but you're not improving. But like I say, when you actually start thinking about how far you've actually come, then you're like, actually, The improvements are happening. I'm just being too harsh on myself.
Yeah,
You forget. Go on.
No, you go.
I say you forget the journey sometimes, didn't you? You don't
100%.
really look because you're so like consumed. You sort of forgetting to take a step back.
And like you're looking at people like Jonathan Haggerty or someone,
Yeah.
and he's like the most explosive. Like he literally looks like he's got elastic bands all over his body. You know what I mean? He's like bang, 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 bang when he's hitting pads. And you're like, fuck, man, I'm nowhere near that guy. But like he wasn't. You know what I mean? If you go back 2 years, if he looks back 2 years, he'd be like, oh shit. Then you know what I mean? Like you're always.
Comparing.
Yeah, don't compare to other people, innit? Like you just need to focus on yourself.
And when you're comparing to someone who's 3-4 years ahead of you.
Yeah, literally.
It's so hard because you always do it.
It's hard,
Like,
and
you
especially
always
with the
do it
way
with
that
anything.
social media is these days. Like they're everywhere, aren't they? Like you go on your phone, you see a
Can't
video of
get
him
away
smashing
from it.
pads. You're like, wish I was that good. You know what I mean? But just be the best version of yourself.
But it goes back to what you were saying a couple minutes ago with the negative self-talk.
Yeah.
Like in a day, you speak to yourself how much in a day and how much of it's positive to negative.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
probably 90-10.
Yeah,
Like if I
literally.
lose something, I'll beat down on myself for a whole day. Whereas if I do something good, I'll give myself praise once or twice.
Mate, it's so true. And like, I'm a thing for like, I really like everything positive. I don't really like negative people around me at all. There's a guy at my work, we call him the Bletchley Legend. He's the most positive geezer ever. I love working with him because he puts a smile on your face and gives you that good positive vibes. They're the people I like to be around. Like Max is another one. Like you speak negative around Max, he make you do 10 push-ups. Like, what? Like, I don't want to do 10 push-ups, mate. He's like, all right, stop being negative. You don't need to be.
It's hard to probably be around people like negative people for you because you're like so uplifted. You're going towards a goal.
Yeah.
So for you, that it don't exist. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, and like
It's like a cancer.
I ain't even got time to be negative.
Nah,
you know what I
nah.
mean? Like, mate, literally in the best years of your life we're living right now. You know what I mean? So why am I going to be negative for? I'll be negative when I'm 80 and hopefully I don't even make it that long. You know what I mean? I don't want to be one of them old people
Yeah.
that are bent over and like struggling to walk. Like that idea for me is long.
I just feel like
That's life when I want to be negative. I'm going to be like, bro. I remember when life was sick and I was like living the dream, beating the shit out of people and then flying to Ibiza the week later. You know what I mean? That's the life I want to, like, why am I going to be negative now? Like, what have I got to even be negative about? People have actually got things wrong in their life. You know what I mean? People who have got a hard life. Like, that's something to be negative about.
And sometimes
I need to be fortunate for what I've got.
Yeah. And these people are sometimes the most positive people you can
Yeah,
be
it's true.
with the wrong thing.
It's so true.
I always think that as well because you think there's people in this country who have been given it all.
Yeah.
And they still don't go nowhere or they moan. But if the guy from fucking Syria who's just lost his parents from a bomb or something comes over here and they're not negative and they make a good life out of it, it's like, well, how can you? Do you know what I mean? There's people out there that are in your same situation or worse, and they're not moaning or they're not being negative or they're not going backwards, they're going forward. So why are you going backwards?
This is what I say to people when they moan all the time. I'm like, mate, shut up. You don't even know. Oh, I'm having such a bad day. I'm like, you don't even know what a bad day is. Like, imagine, like, I don't. You know what I mean? Imagine not having legs or something. You know what I mean? It's like some people are out there actually fucking having a horrible time. Like, you know what I mean? They're struggling big time.
Yeah.
Like, you losing your car keys. I keep coming to that. I've never lost my car keys in my life. I don't know why I keep bringing it up. But you having a flat tire, you know what I mean?
Times.
It's not a big deal. Like, yeah, it might be a bit long. It's temporary. Like, it's temporary. It's annoying. But
Convenience.
It's just
you're lucky to have a car. How about that?
Exactly. It's always glass half full, isn't it? But it's
Yeah,
like, you always
literally.
have to tip the scale, and then you'll have a better outlook on it.
Yeah.
It's a mindset thing, isn't it?
People are too happy
You need
to
to
be
work
negative,
on your
innit?
mindset. Yeah, but the problem is you're
But
not
that's
going
all
to
you
go
see.
anywhere.
Yeah.
That's all you see. Do you know what I mean? That's all you see when you watch TV. That's all the dramas, all the series, everything. That's
it's
literally
so
all
true.
you see day in, day out for 90% of the day.
I know. Yeah, and then you watch that, and then you have to go to work and listen to someone moan about it. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's when I ain't got time for it. I'm like, bruv, what are you moaning about?
Yeah.
I can't.
On a leg kick right now.
Yeah, I'll give you something to moan about.
You want teeth him? Yeah, teeth him. What the fuck, scaffold? Was there ever a period of time for you where you felt like quitting, or you felt like it was something you didn't want to do?
Nah.
Never.
Nah. I like, if I didn't want to do something, I wouldn't do it. And that's the like mindset I always have, kind of thing. Like, I'm only doing something because I want to do it. And I'd never do something. Obviously, there's stuff you don't want to do. I might have to go help my brother decorate his house. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that, but I'm going to go help him. But I'm not going to let that consume me. Like, I only do stuff that I really want to do in like my time, unless I'm helping others, which I'm only helping them because they'd help me back. You know what I mean? But yeah, I wouldn't do something I wouldn't want to do. So I never look back and think, Yeah, I think just keeping on the positive mindset, and I don't like looking back and thinking about stuff like that, really. Like, always thinking about like the future kind of thing and positive thoughts, I think.
Yeah, man. There's that saying, isn't it? Don't look back; it'll give you a sore neck.
That's sick.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
I'm stealing that.
I've heard that joke.
You've made that up.
He does. He says it. He goes, "Don't look back; it'll give you a sore neck."
Sick.
Shout out.
Sick.
What's the most surprising thing you've learnt about yourself on this journey?
Sorry.
This water's for you.
Don't look back. Have a sore neck.
Yeah, that is actually sick.
I am.
I'm stealing that, bro. That is actually sick.
Oh yeah, legendary, man.
Wait, sorry, what did you say? He's thrown me up.
Yeah, what's the most surprising thing you've learnt about yourself on the journey so far?
I'd say how far I can actually take it, and like, there's no boundaries to what you want to achieve. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you're putting in the work, everything's achievable. So I think that's the most surprising. Obviously, just like how mentally strong I am as well. I never let anything affect me. So I've gone into fights with so many injuries, and it's not even a thought in my head. I just go in there and come out a winner, and then forget about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's the most surprising. Probably how mentally strong I am, and then how far I've took it so far, and I believe I could take it a lot further as well.
That's brilliant, man. What's a lesson you've learnt the hard way that others could hear, so they wouldn't have to go through that same mistake?
Oh, that's a good question. The lesson I've learnt the hard way. Fuck. That's a sick question.
That's a good question.
I want a good answer.
Oh my god, sleeper.
That's what we said.
I'm going to ring you at like 12 o'clock. I got the answer.
We said it before. I think it was Dan.
He told you, don't look back.
I remember Dan was here before when we first had Dan on, and I was saying to Rain, I was like, yeah, when you're doing a pod, man, you ask that banger question, they go, that's a good question. That's when you know you done it right. Yeah. And then we had Dan on, and then we done it, and he was creasing. Dan didn't know what we were laughing about, and he's creasing. I was trying to fucking keep a straight face.
All right, what's the question again? Because I forgot. Don't look back.
Don't look back, it give you a sore neck.
Bro,
that's a banger.
My new saying from now on. People will be like, it doesn't even make sense. Why did you say that?
It don't make sense.
No, it does make sense. It does. Like, you know when someone's moaning about what could have been, like, don't look back, it'll give you a sore neck.
Yeah, that's a sick
like,
saying.
you look forward, innit?
Yeah.
Because if you're always like that all the time, you crippled up, bro. You have fucking cranks in your neck and that. What's a lesson you've learned the hard way that would benefit others?
I'd probably say like half-assing anything in life. Loads of stuff that I've done growing up. Obviously still so young, so I'm sure I've got many more lessons to learn. But half-assing anything, not giving something 100%, you're always going to fail at. You know what I mean? Like, for one that's on the top of my head, like driving tests. I'm like, oh, bro, I can drive. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't even, like, the theory, I was like, I'm not revising for this. Well, you're going to do the test another 2 more times then, aren't you? Because you're not going to pass it. You don't just know stuff without learning it. So, yeah, I think if whatever you want to do in life, just giving it that 100% and not half-assing anything, you're going to get the outcomes you want from it. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest lesson I've learned.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. I think my test was like that, man. You remember when I was doing the CSCS test? Because I passed it before. I was like, I ain't doing that. I ended up doing it 3 times. Yeah,
you're going to. Like, I was the same. I think my theory, I failed twice, and I didn't revise for 2 of them. I thought, well, who do I think I am? Just rocking in here and fucking.
It kind of goes back to everything you said, like your whole journey. Like, put the hard work in, and you'll get the fruits of the labour.
100%.
So like you said, confidence is earned, isn't it? If you studied it and you've done it, you have the confidence now to complete it. You know?
Crazy about that. Don't look back. That is actually joking. Why is it so funny? I can't stop thinking.
It's such a weird saying, no?
It's such a good saying. When you said it, I was like, that's a banger.
Wait, people are going to ask me fair random questions, and I'm just going to reply with that from now on.
Yeah. Have you got any, like, a lot left?
No.
Any, like, must ask? Because obviously we've got the free
I was going to say, what tip would you leave the younger generation of fighters? What would you say for them to concentrate on?
Yeah, so like something that I'm lacking, I'd say, is the lack of experience. I'd say for younger fighters, get as much fighting experience as possible, and it doesn't matter about losing. Like especially when you're so young, like losses are nothing. You're not even going to remember it. So even now, you know what I mean? Like if I win this fight in 5 weeks, I'm a legend for a day, and then I'm back to a chippy. Go on, get back on that roof and do the roof. If I lose, I'm a loser for a day. And then it's back to normal life. You might get the odd joke every so often. Like, oh, I remember that time you got smashed up by that kid. And you're like, yeah, all right, mate. How many times you got in there? Like, my advice for like younger people would be like, just go out there. It doesn't matter about losing, especially when you're so young. It's not even going to go on your adult record. You know what I mean? Gain as much experience as you can and get rid of them nerves that everyone has. You know what I mean? Get your fighting out there so it feels like you're walking down the park. You know what I mean? Or, yeah, you're going to play football with your mates. That walkout and stuff that eats some people up, make that as natural as possible. And yeah, probably like create habits that you're going to do on fight day as well. I think that's another thing I do. Like I have the same routine as when I get in the ring at McGowan's as I do when I get in the ring on fight night. And it feels familiar then, just feels like I'm about to have another sparring session. So yeah, that would be my advice. Gain as much experience.
Was that a big thing you were looking forward to, the ring walks and stuff like that?
Yeah, I love it now. Everyone's singing Liam's on Fire. It goes nuts. But I don't know. I've always ring walks are sick, aren't they? And I've always had good support, so it's always been something that was gonna. You know what I mean? There was always gonna be something. I just didn't know what it was, and it come out of nowhere when I was fighting on CFS at York Hall. At the end of round 1, they started playing Free From Desire, and everyone started singing Liam's on Fire. And you see me on YouTube, and I'm like creasing. I'm like looking around. I'm like, this is sick. Like, and I remember thinking, why am I walking? I was walking out to like some Central C Mad About Bars song before. And I thought, why am I walking out to this when everyone could just be singing Liam's on Fire instead? I was like, nah, I'm changing that from now. Like, and it makes everyone feel involved as well, isn't it? They're like part of it. So, yeah.
It's your community.
Yeah. And yeah, mate, now, literally probably once a week I get a video of someone singing Liam's on Fire. You know what I mean? So it is sick. I see everyone buzzing off it. I'm like, yes, this is major.
What's a low point in your life and how did you turn it around?
I think that I'm quite fortunate I haven't had too many low points, and I do like to think stuff on the positive note. I know there's a lot of people going through a lot worse stuff than me, so the stuff I've gone through at the moment, I just try and use it as an obstacle to get over. I think there's stuff like, I have both my parents, you know what I mean? People lose their parents and stuff quite young, and well, any age it's not nice to lose your parents, but I've got people I need to talk to if stuff goes wrong. And a really supportive family. So I don't let little things bother me. And I just like to remember that I'm actually in a better position than quite a lot of the world. You know what I mean? There's people in other countries that I would never want to be in their situation. You know what I mean? So I don't let stuff like that ever really consume me or take over, because
it's not a problem.
It's not worth it. You know what I mean? I'm not like ignorant to the fact that stuff will come. And I'm still so young. I've still got my whole life to come. There's going to be times come that, well, I'm going to be like maybe struggling, or something might hurt me emotionally, losing family members and stuff like that. It's to come, but I've not experienced anything as of yet, I think, where I've had to go through that.
I think still you'll still look at it in a positive light, so I don't think it ever will.
Yeah, hopefully. That's like the way. Like I've lost, like I had dogs that are passed and stuff, you know what I mean? But it's nothing major, and compared to like losing your mum and dad, that's got to be like, that's like my worst thought, you know what I mean? That's not something you want to... If I was... My worst thing was my dog dying, and someone lost both their parents. Like some people I know have gone through some major stuff in their life, and they tell me, I think, fair play to you. Like, it's inspirational listening to their stuff. And I think that's another thing that gives me motivation as well. Like, hear other people's stories, and I'm like... I'm motivated by everyone, you know what I mean? Not just people in Thai boxing, not just like my role models in Thai boxing, like
just anything.
Everyone, you know what I mean? Every single person, something about them is inspirational. Like single mums, anything like that. You know what I mean? It's major. Like life ain't easy. So if you're doing something and you're going through life positive and you're doing well, fair play to you. Like that's motivating for me.
How proud is your mum now that she put you through them lessons and seeing where you actually are?
Yeah, she must be buzzing, but she must be ready for it to stop as well. I think she starts every fight watching it like this. But she says she views it as LGC now rather than her son Liam.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure she's well proud. You know what I mean? My mum's quite. She don't tell me. She never bigs me up. She always tells me I'm not doing enough, kind of thing. She's one of them people. You know what I mean? And it's good. You need that. You never get comfortable, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm sure she's well proud. Obviously, like, not everyone's son's a 2-time British champ.
LGC, man, coming to a screen near you.
But yeah, no, I bet she's buzzing. Like, I can see it on her face how happy she is after the fight when I come out and I'm healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good. It's a nice feeling seeing your mum that proud.
What's your most euphoric moment so far?
I think probably my last fight. It was pretty mad. Had like 160 people I sold tickets to, let alone the whole of McGowan Muay Thai gym was pretty much on the show. So it's probably like, it was a packed out like stadium as well. So it's like, I don't know, let's say 500 people that would have actually known me, like who I am. And I'm fighting number 10 in the whole world. He's come over from Madagascar to come mug me off in front of all my family and friends. Not only my friends' friends that have come to support. So like, and it was for a WBC European title. And obviously he has number 10 in the world spot. So I think before I walked out, it was like major. I could feel it big time. It was almost in the air. I could feel something major was about to go down. And I remember when I was there, I think not nerves, but like real excitement hit me. And Tim could see it and just wanted to calm me down. He's like, bruv, you think this dickhead's going to come all the way from Madagascar to your hometown of Milton Keynes, come mug you up in front of all your family and friends? And I was like, it gassed me up. I was like, yes, come on, bro. This guy ain't doing nothing. And then he was like, he's just another stepping stone on your like journey to greatness or whatever. And then the song Another One Bites the Dust come on. It's like, boom, boom, boom. Another One Bites the Dust. It's like perfect timing. Tim's fucking dancing. He was like, yes, bro, this is Another One Bites the Dust now. So that moment was just incredible. That struggle to get topped. Stuff that will top that will probably be world title fights, fighting on the stage like one in Bangkok in front of millions of viewers online. You know what I mean? Something like that would really top it. But being in my hometown in front of everyone I know for such a major fight and beating him the way I did, that's gonna be hard to top.
And when it's all said and done for you, how does Liam George Cunningham want to be remembered?
Just top fucking boy, really. You know what I mean? I just want to be remembered as like, in Muay Thai, I'd say, as like, I'd like to think one of the best to ever come from the UK. Obviously, I've got a lot more to prove. And in life, just a positive person that's like, brings everyone like joy, you know what I mean? Makes everyone happy. When I enter a room, I want everyone to be like buzzing. I want to lift the room up. And yeah, just good vibes, really. I want people to be like, yeah, that guy's a sick guy. Like, there's certain people in life that you meet and you're like, that guy's a legend. You know what I mean? I want that. I want people to be like, oh, LGC, you know what I mean? Or Liam, yeah, he's a legend. Like, I want that kind of thing. I want all my family like to be remembered, like doing anything for my family and friends. You know what I mean? The people I love, I'd do anything for. And yeah, just that, really. Just absolute top boy.
That's brilliant, man. I've loved every minute of this. Thank you for coming on.
Boss, man.
I really
Sick.
appreciate you, Liam. Obviously, you got a massive fight coming up in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Anyone who's not heard of you, what can they be expecting?
Fireworks, explosion. The most exciting Muay Thai fighter in the UK. There's fighting in the UK right now, I think. I think if you come down to the fight as well, you hear everyone singing Liam's on fire, it'll be like no other experience you've felt before. Yeah, I'm coming for the knockout. Every punch, elbow, knee, like kick or throw, I'm coming for the knockout. So it only needs one to land.
That's brilliant. Where can people find you? Socials, anything like that?
Liam George Cunningham on all my socials. You'll find me ASAP. Top one.
And if you
Sweet one.
Nah, not blue tick. Yeah, they need to sort that ASAP.
And if you can't find him there, he's all over Leapfrog, Fight Night, Leapfrog UK and Leapfrog Combat Media. Liam, thank you for coming on. People, make sure you go over to Liam's social, subscribe to him, follow his journey. He's got it. I remember watching you on the one they done in Luton, and I was like, he's got it. Like, because you don't see it much in Muay Thai where someone has that aura and they come out, and I was like, yeah, he's got it. He's got the right team. Everything seems perfect.
Yeah, it is.
So people need to just watch out for you, and I think you're going to go a long way. So
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate that.
People, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Obviously, first one back as well.
Boy.
The
most important one. That's why.
You see, we had to get them. We needed a bump.
It's going to go.
We needed a bump.
You might as well get David Beckham on the next one.
But yeah, thank you for coming on. People, make sure you subscribed. If you loved Liam's journey, comment down below your best parts of what you what resonated with you and what can help you. Thank you for tuning in. Peace, people.
Sick.
Yeah, that was a sick project.